I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about.
I know you have. Yeah. You don't know me.
No, I don't. That's why I want to get to know you today.
That was the tense beginning of a new interview where Breakfast Club radio host Charlamagne pressed Joe Biden on his agenda for civil rights issues, and it ended in a moment that's lighting up the race today. And before jumping into this controversial part of it, which is the first clip you'd probably see when searching about this on the internet, right now, let's report out the substance of this clash because it matters. Let's go beyond one soundbite or one headline because it matters. First, there's a history. The Breakfast Club is a very popular radio show, especially with many Democratic and black voters, and it frequently presses candidates. Top primary candidates made the stop there this year. And this same host, Charlamagne, has had pretty tense exchanges with other candidates from Cory Booker to Hillary Clinton. Second, this clash I'm about to walk through with you that's making waves, it's not just about words. These questions are digging into a long-running issue in Democratic politics. Do some elites take black support for granted? Charlamagne pressing that by quoting other Democrats who's advocated Biden should put a black woman on his ticket this year and asking if voters are owed that.
Do you feel like black people are owed that from the Democratic Party?
Absolutely, Paul. What did I say? Remember when they said Biden can't win the primaries?
Yes.
I kicked everybody's ass. Excuse me.
No, talk like that. I need you to say that. You did what?
No, I won overwhelmingly. I told you when I got to South Carolina, I won every single county. I won a larger share of the black vote than anybody has, including Barack.
Biden citing his support from black voters in Delaware and this year. But this cuts both ways. To Biden's point, it's true he won over that support. He can certainly tout that support. But many black Democrats have argued the point goes the other way, that it is because of this longstanding loyalty that they are demanding representation at the top. Now, another argument may be that, look, nominees don't always want to pre-commit to any particular profile for a future running mate, but Biden's already done that.
I'd pick a woman to be vice president. There are a number of women who are qualified to be president tomorrow. I would pick a woman to be my vice president.
So that undergirds this. Then there's the policy in this interview, the exchange over a crime bill that drove mass incarceration.
Why so much resistance on admitting the crime bill and other legislation you are a part of was damaging to the black community? Because we had Hillary on a few years ago, and Ms. Clinton said that the crime bill, we made a lot of mistakes with that, and she wanted to atone for that by becoming the next president.
She was wrong. What happened was it wasn't the crime bill. It was the drug legislation. It was the institution of mandatory minimums, which I oppose. I oppose the ban.
Complicated debate. The 94 crime bill did increase harsh sentencing. It was not only other drug legislation. And many legal experts say the crime bill went way too far. They've turned on parts of it. And politically, that also includes a lot of Democratic leaders, even some libertarian Republicans. So Biden's resistance to breaking with parts of that bill may stand out for people. But other parts of that bill, to Biden's point, and he said this in other forums, are also embraced, like the Violence Against Women Act was also in that same old 94 bill. A worthwhile debate. In fact, you could argue this whole exchange is what democracy and what pressured interviews are for. Dig into the issues, hash it out bluntly, straightforward. In fact, this interview was more substantive than many other things candidates have to do while running for office, and certainly more substantive than some questions that Joe Biden gets in other mainstream media appearances. But then at this sign-off, this is the part getting all the attention right now. Things took a turn. Biden's team, you'll hear, was reiterating that the time was up and Jill Biden needed the camera for her interview. And then Biden did two things. He challenges the interviewer, Charlamagne, on choosing between Biden and Trump, and hammers the point home with a comment that everyone's talking about.
Thank you so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to black media.
I can't do that to white media and black media because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Anyway, thanks. I will come back.
All right.
I look forward to seeing you in person.
That's how it ended. Reactions pouring in. We could actually fill a whole show with them. We'll just share two for context. A former Obama-Biden official who's worked on diplomacy and civil rights, Patrick Gaspard, pushing back.
Those are not the kind of comments that one should make, even in jest. I have had the privilege of working directly with the vice president. I know that he's a conscious, thoughtful person on these issues. However, Vice President Biden is in no position to determine who is black enough or not.
Biden's campaign first said the comment was in jest, but the fallout was large enough that Biden actually came back out today to address it.
I shouldn't have been such a wise guy. I shouldn't have been so cavalier. I don't take it for granted at all. And no one should have to vote for any party based on their race, their religion, their background.
There's the entire context. Biden quick to walk back the comment, and people can make up their own minds about all of it. The larger framework beneath the controversy, though, matters. This doubles back to the actually deeper exchanges we just showed you between these two people. Charlamagne was asking about what leaders like Biden owe the black community, pressing for results the same way that rich donors or lobbyists press for their debts. Biden is citing his past support as a kind of defense and then presenting the issue as, quote, figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, end quote. But let's listen here. Charlamagne and many other left-leaning voters and people affiliated with the Democratic Party, they're not saying they can't figure out if Trump is worse for them on policy. They're pressing for results and representation, which is how politics works. Biden and Charlamagne, if you pause and actually put aside some of the controversy, they actually agree that Joe Biden got where he is now with a lot of black support. Facts. They're debating what that means. What does that imply? Biden is arguing it is his credibility he's built over years that he wants to continue to build on. And he can make that argument. Others are arguing it's more like a debt, with black voters holding a receipt, watching to see how it may be paid before November. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.